Okay, what's going on here? Okay, let me know if you can see me and hear me. This is a total experiment. Well, it looks like YouTube wants me to have this vertical. I was trying to have it horizontal, but since we're on phone and it has a better, this has a much better camera than my computer, so hello, Winter. It's very good to see you, have you here. I was like, don't know if anyone will show up, but I'm gonna do it. Can you hear me? Is the first question. Oh right, goats. Oh good. I'm glad to hear that. There is some yard work happening. Oh hi, Anvita, welcome. Let me close the window because there's some noise. Okay. Oh good, you can see my skull shawl in the background because I had a picture of it on my Instagram I'm going live photo, so I thought I may as well bring it up here. Oh, your color work is on timeout, so you're going to be working on your shawl. Well, that's great because I mostly do shawls. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love how it came out. My roommate also loves it and wants to com commission a piece from me in that same yarn. So I bought 4 more, and they're on clearance now. So I bought them for half off, and I'm going to also make a Lost Souls pattern thing for her. So, but yeah, I feel like curtains are kind of like shawls, but I do end up making shawls a lot. So, but first, um, I got a package from Etsy, and I thought it would be fun to unbox that. It's not really crochet related, but it's socks, and we we tend to make socks a lot, so I only have 4 pairs of socks that I like wearing, and up in Northern California in the winter, that's too few. So I started looking for galaxy print socks from this, and I found this shop called Just Socks with a Z, socks. So, whoa. Check this out. In space. And I got 5 of them, so we'll just go through them. They have lots of other cool sock prints, but I wanted the space socks. So I tend to be very picky about art. Thanks. Yeah, I think that they're awesome too. They're even more beautiful in person than they were on the shop site. there are several that look very similar because I wanted to get the several versions of this print called the Galaxy. So there's Galaxy Original, Galaxy 1, and Galaxy 2, I think. Then there's also several other ones. And here's the pinky purple one. I was looking all over for like what type of art do I want on my socks? I don't know. Then I realized the one thing that fits all of the adjectives that I want on my socks is, and by that I mean like mysterious, sparkly, ethereal, kind of gothy, like that. All of that is pictures of space. So I was like, okay, cool. That's a specific actionable thing that I can do. By the way, what are people drinking? I have my Death Wish in my. I pretty much only wear wool socks because of the goth condition of always wearing heavy boots. Yes. I love wearing boots as well. So I totally get that. I have my Death Wish coffee in plain water today, but probably gonna make cherry tea later. Ooh, nice. And I can't drink coffee without creamer, so I have my, I think it's Califia Farms because they didn't have Coffee Mate. So, but it is French vanilla, which is the important thing. I find that I can't really drink plain creamer. Like it has to be flavored creamer, and there has to be creamer. And this cup is from a friend of mine. It has Anne Stokes art on it, which they didn't know was is one of my favorite. Oh no, goats are falling. One of my favorite gothy artists. I have a tarot deck by her. They're sitting on two of my these cakes of yarn because I have several, and I probably won't get into all of them today because finer yarn tends to work up a lot slower, but they're not as well balanced as I was hoping. Anyway. Right. I think I'm starting with this yarn first. I only have one skein of it, but it's one of the yarns that my friend sent me with just a bunch of random wool and silk yarn that her grandmother-in-law had, and I was like, wow, yeah, this is amazing quality yarn that I just got for free from a friend. So I'm glad it has a good home now. But I think I'm going to use as much as possible of this on the sides of the curtains, and then so like for one pineapple on each side because I'm making the pineapple lace, and I just found a random chart online, but it's the pineapple caress wrap, commissioned by Kim Guzman and drawn by Amy Hirtis, and the website would be crochetkim.com. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I hope that they will look awesome. And I have to decide, do I want a larger hook for more drape or a smaller hook that will probably, I think I'll probably go with smaller because this yarn is quite fine. So this is one of my non-furls, or the ergonomic hooks from Etsy. I can't remember where it came from, but this one also is, and I think it came from PJB Boutique. But yeah, I don't know how. Well, this is a question for people who are here and also for anyone who watches this later. I would like to figure out a thing to call all of us, like when when people go on when when people start 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 a video and they're like, "Hi, so and so," and they're it's like a name for the fandom of that person. It feels weird to talk about a fandom of mine, but yeah. So I would like your help on deciding what you would like to be for us to be called. Hopefully something goat goat themed. The one I've thought of that I like most probably is like Hallow Goats because um, Halloween, but like goats. So, but I'm open to options. Something goat themed and that has to do with sparkles. Yeah, sparkle goats. Yeah. So let's think about yeah what that might be. Right. How many did I decide I needed to chain because I had to manually count on the chart. 58 times 2, 116 plus the chain. So I think I'll just start with that. Wait, no, that would give me 2 pineapples right next to each other. Okay. So let's see. 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 22, 29. So I can't do intense crochet math on live, but like um, I will. I think I'm just gonna add 29 to 116, 125, 45. Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you. So I'm just gonna chain. Oh, that's right. Since I should probably have only one yarn for the starting chain. So since this will be the larger part, I'm just going to add this yarn in on each side and do the starting chain in this. 145, yeah, okay. So give me just a minute to count that. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, less than 100 to go, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 60, 61, 62, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 90. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. I'm taking a break. I'm drinking some coffee. I was thinking about doing the pattern that the whip that I have, which is a mosaic crochet roses and thorns pattern by Sixel Home, who does really gorgeous, intricate mosaic crochet patterns. But I have to like really pay attention when I'm doing that, and I wanted something that I can sort of not have to focus on so much while I'm trying to engage with chat and stuff. So Sixel has gorgeous patterns. Yes, Winter, they do. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I learned how to mosaic crochet, and I thought, okay, I'm ready for anything, and then I realized that there's all these special stitches. I don't know if Sixel created them or if they're just a thing in mosaic crochet, but they took a long time to feel like I was kind of got them down. And they really create a beautiful pattern, but they're like, okay, and now I'm skipping a stitch, and like, which stitch do I go to? And so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 120. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 130. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 140. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At long last. Thank you for watching me chain over 100. This, for anyone new, this is for curtains. I'm going to make pineapple lace. And now we need the turning chain, which is 3. Okay. It's my housemate's dog. She's a very cute corgi. I'm going to go ahead and add this one in. The only mosaic pattern I have is the Peacock Delight blanket from Hobie, and I have all my yarn for it. It's going to be my first. Cool. Um, yeah, good. You had ambition. Yes, nice. I don't know if I mentioned this anywhere, but one of my friends said that her grandmother did not want to keep goats because, quote, goats got ambition. So I love the fact that you put it that way. Well, to add this in, I don't think I actually needed a slip knot, but I think that's fine. Actually, it is not fine. I'm going to redo this. So again, I really admire people who are able to crochet and go live at the same time. Goats do have ambition. Oh good, I was worrying that if I didn't, like, what do I do with the chat? If the chat goes, it appears for a moment and then it disappears, so that's why I've been reading as soon as possible, but if I touch the screen, I can see it. Goats do have ambition. I grew up with them and watched them eat through all my dad's equipment, electric cables, tools, everything. Yeah, wow. Luckily, my goats don't seem to be um 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 interested in that kind of food. My computer was trying to go dark, but that's where the pattern is that I'm looking at, so. Right, so double crochet in the fourth one. Sure, eventually this pattern will just kind of become muscle memory, but when you have a new pattern, it's like you kind of have to learn it. So has have not fun when I block on a word and, like, I mean, blocking is besides being a fiber term, it's a stuttering term. But anyway, I was wondering if any of you have any favorite lace patterns, or like if you've done pineapple lace or other types of lace. Lace is one of my favorite things besides color work, so I think it'd be fun to have this be the color work and also lace support group, because I kind of want to be known as someone who can help out with both of those things. 7. Also, I wonder if the goats would be more stable on my pile of socks. There. When I first made him, I thought his neck was stable, but it's kind of his head's kind of floppy. But that's okay. There. As long as they don't fall into my coffee. One, two, three, 4, 5. So, I guess Thanksgiving is coming up next week for those of us in the U.S. I don't really have any plans, which is actually my plan, not to have plans because I I have now that I'm out of my parents' house, I finally have the option not to celebrate the holidays that they want to. But I'd love to hear if you do have plans. The one thing I am looking forward to doing is the day after I'm going to hang out with my brother and um, a friend of ours. So that will be fun. I also have to um, remember to do the Black Friday sales because I need to get a keyboard, and I've been waiting for that. Oh, I'm sorry. The chat wasn't scrolling up, so that's why I didn't see you. They're so friendly and cuddly though. They were some of my best friends. Yeah, I would love to get to know goats in like their like live forms. I have yet to try lace or pineapple lace. Cool. I was like, the chat isn't moving. Okay, I'll just keep talking. But it just wasn't scrolling up. Thanksgiving in Canada was last month. Oh yeah, right. Because you're up there, but we do have Black Friday sales too. Cool. Are those after your Thanksgiving or um the same day our Black Friday sales are, or how does that how does that coordinate? Because ours it's specifically the day after Thanksgiving. Keep losing count. 7. Okay. Cool. No, they're after your Thanksgiving. You know, America centric and all. Yeah, that I'm not surprised. Like I wasn't gonna assume, but yeah, that'd be all about America. I love this yarn, but it's kind of difficult because it's the thick and thin type. I forget the name for that, but it has the fuzzy, a bit more loosely bound parts than the thin parts, and the purple yarn, not the blue yarn is actually very even. It's linen from Ice Yarns, and they're both gorgeous, but just a bit more challenging because my hook size is for the thin yarn, so when it's thicker, I'm like, it's like trying to struggle with this big yarn. Uneven thickness yarns are amazing. I love how they look, but so hard to work with sometimes. Yeah, they definitely can be. But the exciting thing for me is that now we get to switch back to this yarn, which is easier to work with until the end of the row. Right, I'm going to do the color change trick where you don't close a stitch until you don't close the last stitch of one color with the same yarn, because then your working loop will be a different color. It does mean I have to undo one of the last stitch, but there we go. Right. I guess when my laptop's not plugged in, it must be set up to go dark a lot more quickly, because I know it's set for 45 minutes, because that was better for when I had very slow internet at my parents' house, and every YouTube video you've seen from me until very recently has been the result of fighting with the internet for almost a full day to get it to upload, and it did it in like 20 minutes for a 45-minute video here, and I was like, whoa, I guess my parents' internet was really bad. I'm very glad not to have to deal with that. I was even ready for it to take maybe a couple hours. That would be much better. But it was, I think, less than half an hour. The corgi is making herself known. It's like, I must let you know something very important. I feel, yeah, I grew up with dial-up connection. After 30 minutes or so, a photo would load. Yeah, I also grew up with dial-up, and probably a lot. I probably don't look as old as I am, but 32 actually. So yeah, I had dial-up in the 90s. I can still almost recite the dial-up sounds. Maybe not completely, but I would definitely recognize them if I heard them. And you couldn't use the phone if you were on the internet because there was one line. So most of my hobbies as a kid were just because I was bored and I didn't have the internet. So I just had to like learn to draw or so or something like that. I'm not saying that's better or than kids these days or something. Just like it wasn't something that I had. That dial-up song, yes. Something like that. Now we do every 3, which is a lot easier to keep track of. Yay, you're back. Yes, and you are here too. Hi. I am very glad to be back on the YouTubes and like doing crochet things. Like I'm really glad that I got moved up here and moved in, but like hi, yes, welcome, Darla. Sorry, I stutter of course. So sometimes it happens when I never want it to, but it often happens when I least want it to. So like on names. But anyway, I have a lot of exciting things that I'm planning on for my future, like crochet YouTube business things. And now that I'm here, I can start looking into learning how to hand dye yarn, because there is a huge market I've noticed for spooky yarn all year round, and I'm like, well, that's something I would love to do, and clearly there's a need for it. So that's one thing that I'm looking at doing. But I kind of have to get set up, and I'm working on filing my business name, which is a process. I had to join a local bank so I could get checks and send in the payment to file a name. So hopefully next week or in the next couple of weeks I can finally send off the paperwork. Okay, there are 5 loopies on the bottom of the pyramid thing. You started your Queen of the Deep GraphGAN. That is exciting. I'd love to know, how it's going, or like if you posted on the Instagram, tag me. I'm always very very interested in feedback too about how the pattern is written, because I'm pretty new at writing patterns, and I want to make sure that they're able to be read and followed by the people that pay me to get them. So, but I'm really excited that my work is being done by other people, or being worked up. That piece, it's a mermaid with, I think, blue skin and kind of pale white hair. At least in the art, you can choose any yarn, but Um, that's one of the ones that one of many that was inspired by me thinking about my patron god. I didn't mention that I mentioned that I was thinking of him in some of them, but I felt weird about saying that in the like femme ones because I was like, well, people like I'm not even Welsh, but like people might feel weird about me drawing this Welsh god as a um the mermaid queen with her tits out. But anyway, so not that you have to think about that as you're drawing as you're working on the GraphCAN, just like that's where it came from for me. So I thought that would be a fun fact. I finally got my tattoo for him, which has healed up really well. Got it almost a little over 2 weeks ago, I think. So, oh yeah, I would love to get any pictures of them that you want to send me. I think I have. I think I have I think I have the email that I set up to work to use for YouTube, but also I tend to use tshollysong@gmail for crafty and pagan things. So that's also fine. But yeah. Okay. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, and that's all one word basically. TS and then the word holly and the word song. So, ooh, yeah. I would love to see the Baba Yaga in inspired art or pattern winter. Made a pattern with her house for the chicken legs. Wow, yeah, that that sounds cool. I've always liked her. Like I haven't been as close to her in a I haven't really gotten to know her in like a witchy pagan sense, but I've always thought that she was cool. And it always seemed to me like she wasn't really the villain of the story like people try to make her. Like to me at least it seems like she's kind of the guide, and if you like it if you're not if you're asking for something that you really shouldn't have, or like you're not asking the right question and just kind of being silly, then you might not have a good experience with her because she's not going to put up with that. She's going to tell you the truth. But let's see. I've always felt a pull to her, but I do have Russian ancestors. Yeah, that makes sense then. In fact, in a lot of the legends, she is the guide. She guides young women into adulthood. That's her thing. That is really cool. She's the guide to domestic life too. Then it also makes sense why she might have been um, 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 depicted as bad by like depending on who was um, writing down the folklore. I don't identify as a woman, but still really love her as a guide. Yeah, and as, as you know, I'm also trans and AFAB, but there's a lot of like stuff that's aimed at women or mostly for cis women, but it feels like it kind of fits me too, but not quite the same way. So yeah. Do you have the Fairy Ring Oracle deck? Has your god spells on one of the cards? Oh, cool. I don't think I have that one. I have the Fairy Blessing Oracle deck, but that one I definitely would have noticed if it had Gwen. But yeah, that's cool. I will have to check it out. Um, thanks for letting me know. But the the Fairy Blessing Oracle deck is like very kind but no nonsense, and I've had it described as a, a very southern deck, and just the way that it just kindly just slaps you with the truth, which, considering I have a lot of southern roots in my family, it makes me happy to hear it just described that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I really don't like crocheting into chains. But for this first row, you kind of have to. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh yeah, thanks. Um, I appreciate it. Also, thanks for being here and being in the chat. I'm not sure if you were here earlier, Darla, but I'm I'm looking for ideas for what to call us, and I was thinking I'd like it to be goat themed, but also, as Winter said earlier, maybe sparkly. So I did think of um, Hello Goats, like Halloween, but goats. But I'm not sure that's sparkly enough. So we'll we'll just keep thinking about it. But I would love input, since like it. I want to know what y'all want to be called. So because I feel like that's kind of an important thing to keep in mind for me. Like I had a saying, which I do still like, and I think I'll put individual parts of it on stickers. Crochet gays, fiber goths, and yarn witches, and I like that because it very clearly and completely states who I'm looking to, you know, bring to my channel. I mean, other people are welcome too, but that's like that's me in a nutshell. But it's really long to just say as a um, greeting, so it should just be 1 or 2 words probably. Yeah, that's um, yeah, no worries, Winter. Just wanted to put it out there so that either people who are watching this now, or like in the future, hopefully I think this video um, will automatically go private, but I think I can manually switch it to public because I do want it to be found by people after. So one nice thing about lives is that I can just put it on my channel and it's new content that even though I am kind of working for it, it doesn't feel like I have to work for it. So it's just like, yay, new content. Here, algorithm, go nuts. I got here late, but I'll think on it. I love your coat. Oh, thanks. Yes, I love having Banros here, and of course his brother is also here. I often put on lives on in the background when I work. Yeah, I I I love having them too because it just feels like someone's there and like a fun thing is happening even if it's not happening right now. It's just like you're kind of in that space. Yes, I have wrestled into another chain. At least I get to work circle stitches in one chain, so once I've managed to get my hook into a chain, I don't like I can reuse it kind of, and it's easier with the next stitch. But I still have this much. So I don't think I'll get through row 1 on the live, but that's fine. Oh, good. I'm glad that you were able to take care of that and make sure that your space is safe. That is important. Thanks for updating me. Sorry, I'm also trying to count this. Okay. I somehow I and a bunch of other people caught the curtain bug. Just oh, we have to crochet curtains now. On last Friday on the Alt Knot School Squad Live, as you know, I and also Winter are big fans of them. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I do have to crochet curtains. That's what I'll do with all of these skeins of yarn that I have. I have so many. So oh, my roommate must have thought I'm crazy. I have a blend of herbs that I used for protection. I went to every door frame of the apartment and sprinkled some of that. Hey, that'll work. I mean, if it works, then yeah, I am glad that you're able to do that. Yeah, I wasn't sure what I was going to use all my skeins of this sky blue. L's are really hard to say sometimes. Linen, but I am glad to have a project that will probably use a lot of it because curtains can be big, and this will probably not last the whole time. But I might switch to a different color for the sides. I actually have another color with me that I thought about using one on each side, but this is a little bit, it's not quite as thin, so, well, it's not quite as thin as the thinnest parts of this, but it's thinner than the thicker parts. But overall, it's thicker than the, also this yarn, so. I don't like to keep things in my stash for too long, just like, since I come from a hoarder house, I'm just like, if I'm not using it, I have to use it, and then it will go. And just, my neighbor probably thinks the same of me when I'm outside with my sage. I like to go around the entire house, outside and in. Well, yeah, I live in a big house full of polytheist, witchy types. So at least in the house, people know, like, people don't think it's weird, but the neighbors probably do, because it seems like a pretty, except for this house, it's a pretty, like, normal, upscale neighborhood. So not too weird, but I love being in this house, and just it feels so safe, and like also like queer and pagan, and just, yeah. See, I missed something. Yep, protection is worth it. I have a big plate of crystals and stones very close to the doorway, so guests can't miss it. They come in, they immediately know what kind of person I am. Yeah, sometimes it's nice to just like have it out in the open, so you don't have to think about whether to come out, because there are several types of coming out, and you always have to think about, okay, when and where do I do it? And it's awesome that you have like-minded people where you live. Yes, I'm very happy about that. So we are just about at the hour. So speaking of this house, we have a Google Doc where I can say, I would like to use the office on this day, and that is where I am, because I felt like it would just be a lot easier for me to live stream in here, because I don't have to ask people not to talk loud or something. So yeah, these will probably just stick to 1 hour, partly because like I'm new at this, and I don't want to tire myself out. But it has been really awesome chatting. Thanks for being here and being in the chat. That helps a lot to just know that someone's out there and wants to see this. I love my crystals. It's good to have that up front. It weeds out the people you don't want around your space. Yeah, true. My brother was telling me that they noticed that their house tends to do that too. Just they happen to they just painted it in ways that they like, but the people that aren't really going to be in tune with them or the things that they care about tend to not like being in the house. But people that are like, oh yes, it feels great in here. And I'm one of the latter, obviously, because I long before I moved up here, my brother's house was the only place where I really felt like I was home. So yeah, it is great to be there. But yeah, I'm glad that people had fun. Thanks for watching. Right, I came up with an ending saying, so I can say that. It's time to goat. So I will see you next time.